Hello everyone! Welcome. So, today, or basically this whole week, dragons. Like, they really want us using dragons. They not only gave us the dragons, they gave us Mythic, so Dragon Soul's gonna be ridiculous. And then, they're like, okay, that's not enough, so 5 extra glory every single battle as well. So this is going to be a really interesting week. I have a couple of videos I'll need to do just on like dragon-related things. Hello, Nubrus, JZG, Billy, Michael, and Steelbound Duelist. Welcome all. Legendary task. Oh, ooh, what is this? I still haven't gotten a mythic for my legendary task yet. Can we get it? Nope. Oh, Imp of Love. Not one I need, but yeah. There we go. Too bad that's not the imp I actually needed. Because I still need like 2 more copies of the Ultimate. You expected, expected them to have made you... No, they wouldn't have had that early. That's not coming probably until the next one. Oh, Bone Dragons, hello. Bone Dragons everywhere. Well, let's not use... Actually, let's just use this. Play it the easy way. What am I using as my defend? I noticed I got a double win. Oh, no wonder why. For I'm using the exact same team on my defend right now that I'm invading with this. Hello, Josh and Nuno and Diamond Afro and Maximus. Welcome all. I know PvP must be so ridiculously broken this week with the dragon bonuses. Pretty much anything that's not dragons are going to be crushed. Because everyone's either going to be spamming Bone Dragon related teams or just like Dragon Soul and stuff with Kristarnex and other powerful ones. Yeah, I'll need to mess around on my Let's Play account too, because there's quite a bit we can do on that since we have both Dragon Soul and Kristarnex on that account. I'll probably use it with the new troop and like one other troop as well with it, and it'd be pretty solid. Probably, not Sevhina anymore because we don't have it. I'll probably use like the Dragon Tar. So we'll have the new troop, Dragon Soul, Kristarnex, and Dragon Tar will likely be what I use on my Let's Play account. You got your Dragon Soul to Mythic in 153 event keys. That's not too bad. Sometimes it can take like 250 to 300 or something. Could I build an anti-dragon team? Oh yeah, people were requesting that last week too for this week. But yeah, I can go build an anti-dragon team. I might even still have it saved. I'll know for sure. It's impossible to really build without Dragon Cruncher though. That's one of the main problems because you can't really use Paladin. And Tall is a complete waste to have to trade up. So there isn't too many options, but that's one of the main problems with it. As far as like all of the weaker anti-dragons, like the cheapest thing that you can build that's anti-dragon is that one brown red from oh, what's it called? From not Silverglade. Why can't I think of what it's called? Sword's Edge. Oops, I didn't mean to cast that one. Sword's Edge is that one brown red knight is one of them that can kind of counter them out. But Dragon Cruncher is the only excessively viable option because no one's gonna bother wasting their trade stones on Tall. You got your Dragon Soul to Mythic too, and you still have 4 of them. Oh wow, nice. Build a whole team of 4. And it would still win. Oh wow, that lived. Oh, because it's entangled. So we don't even need to worry about all that. I can just look over our chat. I'm like, I'm barely even paying attention to the actual battle. We're still crushing it.
Mana Surge.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting week. I kind of want to do double Dragon Soul, double Kristarnex again. But right after this, I'll go show a anti-dragon team.
Mana Surge. Mana Surge.
They might even need to add another anti-dragon troop because dragons are, even on off week, starting to get pretty out of hand again. Alright, that should be kill. Yeah, Kristarnex is absolutely amazing, especially this week with that 25% extra bonus. It already pretty much had the highest damage in the game. Now I think it does. I think it literally has the highest single cast damage of any troop in the game right now because of the 25% bonus on it. But let's see, that is not... What on earth is that? That's not... Where's all of the dragon teams go? Hello? Okay, let's see if we can repick something. There we go. So let me go make an anti-dragon team. Do I still have it saved? Anti-skull. I don't think that was it. No. Where did I save it to? I can almost guarantee I saved it somewhere. Where did I save it to? Maybe I didn't save it. It's always possible that I didn't save it. Yeah, I didn't save it. Actually, let me actually save it to something now. I wouldn't have put it there. Let me put it over to the defend team because we're not actually using that as defend team. Let's call it anti. Oops, that's not where I typed that. Rename. Anti-dragon. And let's go get all the anti-dragon. Oh. Fail. I somehow clicked on the other tab. Wait, why didn't that come up? Dragon Cruncher? Is he not called Dragon Cruncher? He is. Why didn't it come up? Okay, that was weird. Dragon Cruncher. Bone Dragon, and what's the other one that I need here? I think it's just Apothecary. Pretty sure it's just Apothecary. What would be the last color we would need then? Just yellow, yeah, there wouldn't be anything of blue yellow that we could use. So we'll run with that. And I'll probably just go to minus banner and we'll be good to go. If I can find it. There we go. Not that one. This one. And I'm misclicking like crazy. There we go. You had 9,300 glory, and now you're down to 2,700. Yeah. If you need the brown yellow trait stones, this is a great week for it. I ended up buying quite a bit of them too. I think I spent a couple thousand worth because it was a little low on brown yellow. I think I have like even now I only have about 770, I think. Which is still a lot, but for me, that's low in one of them. Some of them I have like only about 20 or 30, which I really need to get more of. Okay. But yeah, Dragon Cruncher is about the best counter you're going to find, if you happen to have him. Because we can easily just devour with him. 40% chance, but he's the best you're going to get. Other than that, I'd say if you have a Great Maul or any Devourer in general just laying around, that'd be a pretty good counter to dragons as well. Because I don't believe a single dragon has immunity to Devour. I can't recall a single one, because none of them have Impervious. That'd be extremely overpowered if they ever give a dragon Impervious. Gorgoltha fully traded plus the Great Maul. Yeah, those are the best two to try to trait this week off the brown-yellow. Well, there goes the dragon. A little overkill. Let's see. Let's get Dragonfly out of the way. Come on, this is going to be one of those games where I cast it a billion times and you can't even trigger a 40% chance. What do we need? We'll just take the yellow, to the blue. So far, your troop choices are awful. As far as what you've been getting as drops, that can happen sometimes. I'd say just try finding your way into a okay guild, and just over time you'll be able to get more troops. Doing 1.9k in PvP every single week is also pretty good because you're going to get, I think about 46 glory keys every single week you do that, and that starts to add up a lot after time. Why not use Giant Spider instead of the Apothecary? I was thinking of using a Giant Spider, but I figured we may need Cleanse in case it heals through. Like if we end up losing the Dragon Cruncher and he has something like Entangle, I want to make sure we have the Cleanse for it. Because I've been really hating when I just get entangled and then have to wait like several turns before it goes off. So that's why I did that. But yeah, you could use Giant Spider too if you want. Either would work. I really wish they did have more dragon counters out there though. There's very, very few, and Dragon Cruncher was literally made for it, but he's basically one of the only few that can do it. And one of the troops that they did make specifically for countering dragons is even that good. Oh wow, that was a lot of yellows in a row. That was almost a full line. The brown-red from... Why can't I keep remembering that kingdom? Sword's Edge. The brown-red from Sword's Edge. All it does extra for having a dragon on the enemy team is 6 extra to all enemies, which is pretty pitiful. Even if that was on his base ability, it would be horrible. Let's see. Oh, you hate that you can't get Bone Dragon on your mobile or Xbox. Well, the event for it will probably come around eventually. And whenever the event does, it's a lot easier to do. Also, hello, Holag. Welcome, welcome. Well, Revenge Battle we got against a Valkyrie Justice team. Weird that has a Mercy in it. I guess so we can get a early cast off. What do we go for, though? I guess we just stick with our dragons. There's so many different dragon teams we could do, but might as well stick with what's powerful. I don't know if tomorrow or Wednesday I'll be doing a whole video on just dragon teams, pretty sure. Because we'll be able to cover so many. And I want to cover some on my Let's Play account, too. Because I know a problem with quite a few of the teams I sometimes show is they're all oriented towards later in the game. And a lot of people don't have, like, all these legends and traits and stuff like that. But on my Let's Play account, it would probably work a lot better. Because I could show one of low budget and, like, mid-budget kind of teams. And he has no traits on any of them as well, so that would be pretty good. I'll probably trade up some of them, like Dragon Tar I might trade up or something. I don't know for sure yet. Problem is my Let's Play account has like no trait stones because I never bother farming trait stones on that account for the most part. I normally just buy them whenever they come around for glory, which takes forever sometimes. Especially because of lately I haven't really been buying much on it or playing it that much in general. Okay. So we'll just let it poke us with skulls. You got 2 kingdoms to 5 stars this week. Nice, yeah. That's pretty good progress. Herkaroth and Zolkari. Oh, both the magic kingdoms too. So great choices on that. Yeah, once you start getting into 5-star territory, things start to speed up a little bit for at least a good 50 to 100 combat levels or so. Like, if you can get all of your magic and attack kingdoms before you're level 200, you should be good to go for a while. Because your teams will be a lot more offensive compared to what you'll actually be facing for the most part. Oh, we're frozen. Hello. How many times have I lost turns from not noticing frozen? All I really need to do is just click for Starnex into Dragon Soul and we pretty much win right there and then. If it'll ever end its turn. Come on. There you go. Okay. What do we get rid of? Yellow. Don't need those yellows on the board. Ah, we got the extra turn, but we're frozen on everything. You probably could beat me on trophies. I tend to only do about 400 to 500 trophies a week, which isn't too many. For a casual player, that might be slightly more than what they do. But there's people that do thousands upon thousands of trophies. Some people, I think, even hit over 10,000 every single week, which is insane to me. But some people do it. On a given week, though, I normally only hit around 400 to 500, unless it's like something special. Like, for example, the week that Guild versus Guild comes out, I'll probably hit like 1,000 or something. Okay, well, again, we don't need yellow, and a smash. Help on a dragon team that doesn't use Kristarnex. I showed one earlier. You can just remove Kristarnex from the team I was using previously. You just go to your 1 trophy and there's 2 different options. Let me see if I can go find that team I use there. Here it is. You can remove out the Kristarnex for an Alchemist. The main problem with this is you'll have basically no damage on your team. Because you still need to win. Unless they have like a ridiculously weak team, you won't be able to get away with having a Alchemist there. But all you really have to do is just put a damage source in this slot, and you can just use the Dragon Egg to summon instead. You can even use something like a Dragon Soul if you want, a little bit more mana conflicted, but that would also work. As far as other things, you can really just put any 1 troop you have that can really do a lot of damage, preferably something that does AoE, simply because whatever you put here is going to be basically your only damage source. And then you just use, you let the sacrifice kill 1 of the eggs, you convert the color into whatever your attacker is, so in this case it would be brown or blue, and then you just keep waiting until you can summon the Dragon Egg, summon it. Once it's summoned, you just use sacrifice again and keep repeating that. And you can do that with anything. Of course, Kristarnex is the best thing you can do it with, but if you don't have Kristarnex, really anything that can hit all enemies will be sufficient for that slot. Enchantress, or really just anything. There's a lot of options you could put there, but Kristarnex is the best option if you do have it. Hey, we're gonna see so many different dragon teams today, or this week. We'll probably see every possible combination of dragons. Not literally, but we'll see at least hundreds to thousands of different combos. Dragon Summons teams, why not use the Unicorn banner? Wait, what is the Unicorn banner? Oh yeah, for that one team I was just showing, yeah, you could use the Unicorn banner. The main reason I wasn't using the Unicorn banner was because I was using, it doesn't have any effect if you don't use a Dragon Soul. Because what is it again? +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow? Is that what the Unicorn banner is? I actually keep forgetting. It's the most recent banner and I don't tend to use it that much. Can they stack to get the extra glory in PvP? What do you mean by that? Stacking to get the extra glory? No, you can only get 5 extra glory per PvP battle. The only way you can make it increase quicker is if you win more. The easiest way to do it would be just to constantly go for your 1 trophy this week, because you gain that 5 extra glory regardless of the difficulty or trophy amount of the battle. So you could just keep doing your 1 trophy over and over again with any all-dragon team. Personally, I don't do that because I get really, really boring quick, because most of those teams will be extremely weak compared to what I have. But you could technically do that if you were looking solely to farm. Just keep doing 1 trophy battles with whatever all-dragon team you have available. Even if it's towards the weaker side, you'll still be able to win against your 1 trophy. Also, there's a really good low rarity one as far as dragons are concerned. Using a Dragontar on your team, that brown green one from Dragon's Claw, that is a really, really solid troop. And pretty much everyone has it since it's only a rare. Let's see, we're going brown here. Hello, Leo, welcome. Oh, +2 purple, +1 yellow, -1 red. Oh yeah, you could go with that banner. I didn't think of that earlier, thank you. Not that good possession. Luckily, possession is good this week because we get to re-kill. Oh, I hope some people actually do that this week. Use teams of like 4 Dragon Souls, because that would give us a lot of potential kills. Only problem, actually, that might not be a good thing. I just realized Dragon Soul is going to be really annoying if he revives this week because he has such a huge bonus. Oh, never mind. I forgot how tanky he is this week. Wow. He's over 150 base durability. Actually, no, he's exactly 150 durability. Wait, is that? No way he's exactly 150. I'm pretty sure that's just because we got some extra. That'd be funny if he's exactly 150 when maxed out. I think that was because we got some extra turns, though. We'll find out in a moment. Okay, hopefully this is enough damage. Oh, come on! I'm glad we're getting the event gems, but still. Killing it over and over again. Oh wait, never mind. What am I saying getting the event gems? We don't get event gems for killing dragons this week. It's only for summoning dragons. Yeah. I was so used to it from the previous one where they did have it for killing. And that's enough damage. Please don't revive a 3rd time. Okay. This is going to be a really, really annoying this week if this becomes a reoccurring thing. 3rd time we have to kill this.
Mana Surge.
I still have yet to see a 4 in a row summon from a single troop before. Maybe we'll finally see the first, or at least my first. I hope not. Yeah, this better not keep happening this week. This is going to make every battle go on forever if Dragon Soul just doesn't want to die.
Mana Surge.
Oh, nice, Holog. Yeah, I noticed that. I was almost going to contact you. Because I was going to, like, reorganize the guild some. But yeah. Do try letting me know any weeks that you'll be less inactive, though. Because if people let me know, I'm normally more lenient towards it as far as kicking and stuff. Lately, I have been pretty lenient to everyone for that. But once the guild versus guild system comes into the game, I'm going to be a little bit more strict as far as minimums per week. So do keep that in mind, anyone here from my guild. Was there a team I was going to do? Is Shadow Dragon 2x Dragon Soul and Sevhina Mora viable? Yes, but you don't want to use Shadow Dragon in front. you'd want to use the 2 dragon souls in front of the dragon souls. You never want to use your shadow dragon in front of the dragon soul. The point of the shadow dragon is to boost up your dragon soul. You really have no need to have it in front. It's just gonna block your mana. Also, thank you Sam Burnett for the subscribe. Much appreciated. It's really weird too. The program I'm using for the subscription thing, they changed their layout completely, and it is annoying me like crazy because I was so used to the previous layout, and now it looks so weird. I'll get used to it eventually, but you guys never see it. But it's the thing that makes that little noise. The box I'm looking at that shows me the names and everything. Have I been happy with my production? What do you mean by that? Wouldn't a Dragon Cruncher team be good because of all the dragons? Yes, Dragon Cruncher teams are really, really good this week. Personally, I wouldn't really be using them, mainly because Dragon teams have a lot of skull reduction. Because if we end up, we'd have to basically go double Dragon Cruncher, because you saw when we used it earlier, if we end up losing our first slot, like if we use a Dragon Cruncher team and our Dragon Cruncher's in first slot, they're just going to entangle us with Sevhina more over and over again, and I really don't want to have to deal with that. And of course we have X, which is going to tank like crazy, and stuff like that. I completely misread your question. Sorry, Maximus. I think what threw me off is your different profile image. Oh gosh. But yeah, I didn't realize you said my. I thought you said my production as in me. And I was like, wait, what? Because something weird that I do is I normally switch the possession of whatever you guys say. Like whenever you say I have blah 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 blah, I switch it to you because I'm referring to you. And then I forgot that your my is... Yeah, I thought you were referring to me, but yeah. Yeah, I think you've been doing pretty good. I actually haven't been keeping track of it much as of lately. I saw it on Saturday and saw some people were low, but I wasn't really going to worry about it too much. I don't think you were, though. And that is match. Get the Shadow Dragon kill. Good, no revive this time.
Mana surge.
But yeah, it's pretty much useless to use any team that's not all dragons this week, just simply because of the extra glory too. Fought on the new troop, and got it to Mythic. Will you use it past this week? No, probably not. The only thing it may be kind of viable for is, instead of using a Golgotha, if you want a harder hitting dragon team, it may be used for that purpose. Wait, where did I put it? Here it is. If we want a harder hitting dragon team, we might be able to get away with it. Let's see. I haven't really used it that much. I'll be trying it some more tomorrow, and I guess some on the stream as well. But I'll probably do the video for it on it tomorrow. But yeah, there's definitely some pretty decent purposes for him. The main thing I really see holding him back is he's completely defensive. But the main benefit to him is he's a replacement for Golgotha that's actually a dragon. Because if I'm not mistaken, he's the first brown-yellow dragon now. And that works perfectly to be able to work with Dragon Soul plus X. But other than that, is the fact that his colors work. He doesn't really do much else other than that.
Mana surge.
Okay, so let's see if I can get used to using his X, because there is a lot we can do with this X. And it's a lot different than Dragonian Rogue's X as well. Let's see. We definitely don't want to use it there. That would give him reds. I think we'll use it right here. The problem with this ability is it takes way too long to cast if you want to figure out where the best spot is. It's a really cool ability, though. I could see if the game ever got multiplayer, him being used a lot. Because there's a lot of different board control things you can do with an X. The only problem is it takes so long sometimes to figure out where on earth an X will actually drop everything. Because it's a lot easier when you only have to deal with like a plus sign, where you can just see it's just a row and then a column, so you know exactly what's going to happen. When it's an X shape, you have to really think, because every single every single row is being moved, or every single row and column is being moved in a different way, and it's somewhat hard to track where everything will drop. I might get used to it after a while, but it's definitely a bit weird. Let's see, like right here, is it possible for us to drop a yellow? No. I do need to keep in mind that we can actually get 2 drops from this. If we use this, we can drop this row by 2 if we ever need to use it for that purpose. Unfortunately, we need to drop it by 3, so we'll just go for that. Let's see, like right here, we'll be able to take an X and take out that if we want. Won't be an extra turn though, but I think I might still take it. Get his own mana back up. Also, every yellow we hit, there's an extra barrier on our team, which is pretty nice.
Mana surge.
He's almost better than Jotnar at spamming shield, which is pretty cool. Hello, Diego and Plumpko. Welcome. Who currently has the highest trophies in guild? You're stuck versing a never-ending 4 Dragon Soul team. I don't even know who normally gets the most trophies in my guild, which is pretty sad. I haven't really been keeping track of people and stuff as of recently in the guild.
Mana surge.
Something I will definitely be doing a little bit more when the next patch comes around, because it's going to be important that I do once it happens. I was like really like on top of it when I first made the guild, but then it started becoming too much of a hassle. But once the guild system comes in, I'll probably worry about it again, because then it'll start to matter. Because right now it doesn't really matter how productive everyone is, as long as we get to 40k seals every single week, it doesn't make too big of a difference.
Mana surge.
Okay, well, we'll just throw Dragon Soul into a Crystar next.
Mana surge.
Yeah, Crystar next. Yeah, Techni ended up leaving for a while. Techni has been in like 5 different guilds with me over the 2 years that we've both been playing the game. I don't know if he's going to be coming back and when he is, but he might eventually. He tends to hop around a lot. I'm actually surprised he stayed in my guild as long as he did. I don't think he's ever been in a guild for longer than like 5 months, if even that. The event is very challenging for the troop pool, as far as doing combat against people, or as far as trying to get it. Because you can easily do it with just dragon eggs if you're talking about the event gems. But if you're talking about winning against teams, yeah, I could see that happening. Because pretty much everyone this week is just going to be using spam dragons, every single team, for the most part. Easiest thing to try building around, though, if you happen to have it, which you most likely do, is Dragon Tar. Just see if you have that, the brown green troop from Dragon's Claw. And as long as you have 3 other dragons, you can basically build any 3 dragons with it, and just use Dragon Tar as your main troop and go for the skull kill for the win. Anything other than Gorgoltha to train up this week, or trade up this week? Great Maw is a pretty good choice. Dust Devil, if you don't already have it, is a really good utility troop. And those are the main few. The rest of them are kind of iffy if you really need them. One of them that you kind of could do in case in case goblins ever make a comeback is if you have so many just laying around. Goblin Cruncher. Goblin Cruncher is a really, really good goblin counter. Pretty similar to the Dragon Cruncher, except for countering out goblins. So he also has Empowered, which is the main reason I say that. Pretty much any troop with Empowered is always viable to trade. I think Tall is the only exception in the entire game as far as troops that aren't worth it that have Empowered. Every single other one is worth it. Last week you got your 2nd Mythic. Nice! Which one was it? And now you know why you like so much Guard's Avatar. Oh yeah, Guard's Avatar is insane. I wouldn't be surprised if they nerf it sometime in the future. I'm really surprised they didn't yet. But they've actually have never nerfed a Mythic yet. I think they're really scared to, because of the backlash that may occur if they do. But they've definitely buffed Mythics before, but they have yet to ever nerf one. Yeah, I didn't realize that with Dragon Soul, mainly because I haven't really had to battle it too many times against Barrier. But yeah, if you use Dragon Soul, its skulls will hit before the AoE damage does. So you'll still be able to remove the shield with the skulls that it hits, and then you'll still be doing the full 20 damage or however much you have your Dragon Soul doing, which is pretty cool. That's another team I need to go do. Double Kristarnex, double Dragon Soul. That must be ridiculously broken this week. It was already pretty broken, but it's gonna be even worse this week. Is Silverglade the hardest kingdom to 5-star? Yeah, Silverglade is tied with Blackhawk and I think one other troop for hardest kingdom in the entire game to get to 5 stars right now, because you need every single troop in the kingdom max to be able to do so. There are several people that have it done, including myself, but as far as for a good majority of people, or pretty much anyone, it's not viable doing so. It'd be a waste of resources to try to get it all the way to Mythic, or all the way to 5 stars. Oops, I just gave him yellow. I saw that coming too. I was trying to do it so I could get the I was paying so much attention to try to get alignment, and it was like, nope, I don't even get either of them. You're just trying to get the Shadow Dragon off. Anything that explodes something that then does damage and manages to explode at least one skull will be able to knock out a barrier with the explosion. Does that work with every single one? Because I've noticed sometimes in the past that hasn't worked. Maybe it was just because of, I don't know. But I recall specifically that when I tried that in the past, it didn't work with every single option. Sometimes the barrier would reduce all of the damage instead of just the skull and then do the AoE. Like, let's see if we can... Oh, never mind. He doesn't have barrier. Like, let me try it with Sylvania Mora or something, because I'm pretty sure Sylvania Mora was one of them, where it would do its damage, but it would be blocked by the barrier, even if it hits a skull. I'll see if I can try finding a barrier to try test that against. There we go. Just Kristarnex it, and that is the match. The overkill. The overkill. Hello, Hunter Blurton. Welcome. You were grounded for a month. What for? It's going pretty well. Everything's been going pretty well. This week is, if you are on PC and mobile, definitely make sure to use your event keys this week for Dragon Soul, because he is really, really powerful and fun to use. Even before a week like this, I would use him in pretty much every team. Now I literally have to, because he has 50% bonus. What do we bother going for here? I guess we go for the double reds.
Mana Surge.
You know, no. Barrier only stops one instance of damage. It doesn't stop skull spam, unfortunately. That's why it doesn't stop a Bone Dragon. I don't know if they'll ever adjust it to make it stop skull spam. I wish they would. It would kind of make sense if they did. But as of this current moment, it does not stop skull spam at all. Or it only stops one skull out of the whole skull spam, which is still going to lead to death. That's not going to really stop anything as far as if it lives or not. The only thing that might make a difference on is if they have stone skin or granite skin. That's the only time barrier will actually probably save them. Hello, Victoria. Welcome. Oh, you just got a Dragon Soul from the event key. Congratulations, Michael. Yeah, definitely everyone do that on PC and mobile if you haven't already. This is the week to dump like all of your gems, all of your event keys, anything that you have that can possibly do an event key. Maybe even spending some glory to try to get event keys if you don't have a Dragon Soul yet. Because Dragon Soul is insanely powerful. Still my favorite troop in the game and arguably one of the best. It's also really good if you need soul farming too, since it gains 15 souls per cast, 3 casts, that's max souls, and not much you can even farm souls better than it as well. Can I recommend an Abrath team? Abrath, Valkyrie, Giant Spider, and Keeper of Souls. It's the one I normally tend to suggest, simply because of how versatile it is. Just got your last one to ascend Dragon Soul to Mythic. Nice. Oh, do keep in mind, anyone who's ascending it to Mythic, you may want to wait until you get at least 7 copies, because there's a lot of teams that use 2 Dragon Souls on it. And, oh, a barrier. Let me fight this one so I can see. But yeah, there's a lot of teams that use 2 Dragon Souls, though do keep in mind, you may want to wait until you have 7 copies instead of 6 before you ascend the Dragon Soul, unless you plan only to use 1, but there's a lot of teams that you can get away with using 2 on. So do keep that in mind before ascending it, because if you ascend it and only have 6, you won't be able to put 2 of them on a team, which may prevent you from building a couple teams. It might not even be as strong as ascending it. Wait, do you have to win the PvP match for Dragon Soul to count? Wait. Yes, you do have to win the match for the Dragon Soul summons to count. That applies to every single week where there's an event gem during the week, during the battle. You have to complete out the battle, the map, or whatever it is to actually be able to earn it all. You can't just retreat. If you could, that would be extremely exploitable, because you could just spam it like crazy. That's also why I said to do it on your 1 trophy. You may even want to just keep repicking until you find like the weakest 1 trophy ever, and then just farm like 10 of them on it or something at a time. That would likely be your best bet. Oh, Hunter Blurton. Did I actually get... That's funny. It's really weird, because I do tend to get, like, some of the really, really odd names. But, any of the really simple names that pretty much everyone knows, I do horrible with. It's kind of weird like that. I think the reason for this is I have the same capability of pronouncing every single name, regardless of what it is. It could be an easy one or a hard one. And I have, I'll basically have the same chance of getting it right. Because that's just simply how I pronounce words. And sometimes it's right. Let's see. Well, we'll throw that down. You just don't have a team that will survive PvP with an egg? You sure? Not even on 1 trophy? Because there's a lot that you can get away with on 1 trophies, especially if you repick it a couple times. Don't spend too much of your gems on it though. But if you just use like your main team, you can just use your main team to repick as well. Like whenever I say repick, that doesn't always mean you have to spend a gem to go repick. Another option is just to use your main team on a really weak team, and that'll do it too. But if you just keep repicking until you find anything that's just excessively weak on your 1 trophy, that's what you're going to want to try to find to farm the event gems this week. Oh, come on, don't start this again. Maybe I should use the Dragon Cruncher, because Dragon Cruncher would be pretty good in this instance, for just being able to take out a constantly reviving, gosh, why can't I remember names right now? Dragon Soul. I'm just out of it this week. I don't know what it has been. Maybe lack of sleep? It can't really be lack of sleep. I've been getting quite a bit of sleep lately. For once, doesn't it? Normally I don't, but... can I try Absol Banner, Dragon Soul, Dragonian Monk, Dragon Tar, and Dragon Eggs? Sure, I can. What exactly would be the purpose of Dragon Eggs in that team, though? I guess if you wanted summons for the week. Because Dragon Eggs with Dragon Monk is actually a really, really bad combo. But if you're doing it for the event, that kind of makes sense. But the 2 of them you would never need to use on the same team. Any instance of it, you would just replace the Dragonian Monk with a Dragon Egg. But of course, for this week, if you need those summons, it would kind of be okay. I can try it, sure. Let's see. Oh, someone's still using the Naga team from last week, so... we'll go and do that with an all-dragon team that you just mentioned. Let's go get them in. What do we need again? We need Dragon Soul. Dragonian Monk. Oh, that's why I didn't come up earlier. I didn't type in Dragonian. Dragonian Monk. Dragon Tar. The misspellings are real. Wait. Oh, it's Dragotar. There we go. It doesn't help that the game spells them weird as well. And Dragon Eggs. Okay. Banner, Absol Banner, and we'll go roll in with that. Normally, I wouldn't suggest using Dragon Soul first slot, though. You normally want to put it behind something. In this particular team, I'd probably put it in third if I was to do it, but I'll do it in the same order. Third slot would be optimal, though. Hey, let me go switch that one banner. I forgot to do that earlier. This one. Oh, why isn't it clicking? I went to scratch my nose and then my mouse moved over. There we go. +2 purple, +1 yellow, -1 red. I don't know why I didn't set that earlier. Probably because I keep forgetting about that banner. The same thing happened when Blackhawk came out too. I kept forgetting about the +2 brown, +1 blue, -1 purple banner because it was so new. I was like, oh, because I just keep going past it and only use the other banners. It's really easy to remember that there's like a +1 of every single one. But I keep forgetting like what some of the +2 +1s are, or at least like the most newest ones anyways. Okay, where should the team go? There it is. Rambling and forgetting what I'm even doing. Anyways, how viable is Ranger in later game? Not at all. Ranger you stop seeing completely later on in the game. It falls off after about level 200 or so in the game. You can use it up until then pretty easily. You can even use it a little bit further than that. But at that point, you do want to look into starting to replace it for either a legendary or just like anything else for the most part. Hello, Ronex. Welcome. You got Dragon Soul. Nice. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people saying that this week. I think that's like the 5th run this stream. But yeah, definitely get your Dragon Souls. It is really, really powerful. Especially this week with 50% bonus. I can't believe they actually gave it a double bonus like that. Gonna try Silver Drake, Weavern, and Double Egg. Do you not have Dragonian Rogue? Because Dragonian Rogue would be way, way better than Weavern. But you can go with that for now. I definitely suggest if you have some gold keys laying around, trying to get them until you get Dragon Tar though. Because Dragon Tar is about the minimum that you need to be able to make an all-dragon team. Because it can boost out all dragons' attack and armor like crazy. I wish this monk had cleanse on him.
Mana surge.
Oh, you just started yesterday on your account and you have basically nothing. Oh, okay, that would explain it. I was gonna say, how do you not have a rare like that? But that would explain why. Okay, if you just started the other day, that would make sense then.
Mana surge.
Yeah, definitely try finding yourself into a guild if you're not already. That helps you a lot in getting free resources if you haven't already done so. Even if you don't intend to really participate, you can basically just leech off of a guild, and if you just go into a random one, they probably won't even pick you. My Let's Play account only plays like a couple battles every single week at the moment, and the guild I initially got into hasn't even kicked me yet, which I find pretty surprising. They may eventually, though. I still need to... I kind of hope they do, because I need to find a new guild on it anyways. Hello, Nightmare YouTube. Welcome.
Mana surge.
Wait, you can't link accounts on your tablet? You should be able to, just by using the password and code thing that the game has. Because as long as it can download Gems of War, you should be able to play on any account that you have. All you would have to do is use the account, register your account, link your account, and then see what your password is. Once you have that all linked, click Show Password, and then, you would register your account, and then you would click Show Password on your other platform, the main one that you were using, and then you would put that password into the link where it says link to another account, and that will bring your other account to that platform. Also, thank you, the Nightmare YouTube, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Let's see. What else should we roll with? There's so many different options. Oh, I know what I want to try. Let's just do it over our... What should I do it over? I should really remove this already. I don't know why I still have that as my team. Let me clear this out and go double Dragon Soul, double for Starnex. Dragon Soul, Dragon Soul. For Starnex, and let's see how powerful this is this week. Your guild leader hasn't logged in for over 251 days. That is insane. Whoa. That is a long amount of time.
Mana surge.
Where should we go here? We're going red.
Mana surge.
Hey, my guild leader is streaming. Hello, Holok.
Mana surge.
Oh wait, what was that one question? Oh wait, never mind. That was one question. Also got Dark Monolith. It looks useless. It's not completely useless. It's really hard to use though. It's mainly only used if the enemy team has poison or something like that. For the most part, I personally don't use it. I'd actually prefer using Lava Elemental over that thing. Just for the stone skin and the higher damage. Is this game free? Yes. Gems of War is completely free and on pretty much every platform there is. It's on every system except the Nintendo Switch. Or any Nintendo systems for that matter. But it's on Xbox One, PS4, Steam for PC, and all mobile versions. Or all mobile platforms, I should say. But yeah, Gems of War is completely free and available on pretty much everything. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, really, really addicting. Well, we'll go and throw the Dragon Soul down. Okay, I'll just call you Night or Nightmare then. I'll try to remember that. Oh, it's a pretty small game, I think. It's pretty intensive if you're putting it on like your phone or something, but for PC, it's barely anything at all. The main thing that takes up a lot of the room from the game is the high-resolution files for all of the troops. Because they have about 2 versions of every single troop in high resolution in this game. And that makes up, like, I think more than half of the data of this game is the actual images for all of the troops. Because half of them, or particularly the legends and the epics in this game, all have a second image that's even higher resolution that pop up whenever you do quest lines or stuff like that. Let's see. I don't have I think I've finished every single quest line, everything, so I can't show it. But whenever you do a quest line, those are actually different images than the normal ones that are on every single card. Can I do a Green Seer team? You just got her. Sure. There's a lot of different Green Seers out there. What specifically did you want me to build with it? Oh, this might be a little bit annoying using these kind of teams against dragons, though. Let's see. What can we get away with doing? Green Seer. I'll probably just go double Kraken, but I don't know if you actually have double Kraken, let alone traded, because this is what I tend to go for whenever I'm doing Green Seer. You can also use it with Web Spinner pretty well. The main problem is a lot of the things that she does work with tend to be higher rarity. That tends to be the case with a lot of the mana generators, though, simply because it's always better to give it to a better ability than a weaker one. What's this game called? Gems of War is the name of the game. Oh, Billy, it does work. Yeah, it would be really slow because the Wyverns, I was for the longest time saying that was the worst dragon in the entire game. Right now that title goes to Dragon Moth, but it's still one of the worst, unfortunately.
Mana surge.
I think it might get... Oh, I just gave it so much brown. I think it may be buffed, though, whenever they get around to doing a Groshnock. Another Groshnock event. Because Groshnock is so weak of a kingdom. It's one of the weakest kingdoms in the entire game. Oh, no Kraken. Okay. Well, I need to go figure out something else then for you. You could try using it with a Goblin team. Triple Goblin with it, or just Goblin, Hobgoblin, and stuff like that. The 3 that actually use green. Oops, why'd I click this when there's no option? Fail. But if you don't have any other option, I'd say just go all Goblins with the Green Seer. Works pretty good. The main things you build Green Seer into is Green Seer Giant Spider loops, or if you don't have anything that works pretty good with that kind of loop, you tend to just use it with goblins or just any single green troop that uses a lot of mana. But that's about as far as you can really go with Green Seer. The other thing that you may be able to do, if you happen to have them, if you have any troops that can do extra damage to Entangled, like the Direwolf or anything like that, it's somewhat good with those, because you'll be able to fill it up really quick. You could do like a Direwolf first slot or something. That's pretty decent with it. Any ideas for a really good pure yellow teams? Normally there wouldn't be any pure yellow. Are you on console and need one? Because normally whenever you build a pure yellow team, you don't make it pure. It normally has one troop that is not yellow, and that is either an alchemist or a mercy. Because going a pure yellow normally doesn't have enough mana to generate with itself. Gorgolfa normally isn't enough. You tend to just use one other mana generator with it. Could Dragon Soul work here? With Green Seer Giant Spider Loop, yeah, if you have a Dragon Soul or 2 Dragon Souls, you could definitely put it in the exact same team we're using right now. This week it would probably be even more effective than using Krakens. So yeah, you can go with the Dragon Souls instead. You'll be able to feed them purples.
Mana Surge.
And if you do end up using a Dragon Soul on this team, you'd want to switch the order though to Green Seer, Dragon Soul, Giant Spider, and another Dragon Soul. Because you want to make sure your Giant Spider lives in that case. Not like it won't live now, but it'll live better the other way.
From the life of the earth.
Mana Surge. Mana Surge.
Oh, you have to use 4 of a color of yellow in a team on console. That's going to be almost impossible if you don't have Gorgolfa. That would be so... What is the reward for doing all yellow on console this week? Because doing all yellow is excessively hard.
Mana Surge.
Because you guys don't have Enchantress either. So that's going to make it a lot harder too. A lot of the really good options for it you don't have until a couple weeks from now, when you guys get the new kingdom. What do we even do here? I guess we Giant Spider it for the win.
Mana Surge.
Be able to get it with a Kraken or 2. Yeah, it seems actually going a little slow right now, but get our extra turn, get the nice little bit of damage, and let's just hope we get Devour. Come on, come on, 40% chance. I don't think we've gotten a single Devour all stream with any of these 40% chances, and we've used about 6 of them so far. Okay. Oh, I didn't even double check to see if that was an extra turn. I assumed because there were so many near each other. But yeah, that's something else that's a little bit weird too. But it kind of makes sense because Skull Spam does the same thing. But if you do multiple extra turns like that on the Kraken, it hits through the barrier because it only stops one of the 3 instances. And it procs multiple times, so it doesn't actually stop all of it. Oh, it's 400 additional gold? Yeah, no, I wouldn't really go out of your way to build a all-yellow team on console then for 400 additional gold. You're better off just winning PvP teams as quick as possible, especially if you're seeing values like these, which most people do, because 400 extra gold compared to these values aren't really anything. So I would just stick with trying to win PvP battles quick. When is the next Kraken event? I believe within the next month. Let me go get the full list of it up. I haven't even checked the Gems of War forum today. Let me go on there. I need to go there anyways because of redeem code. Oh, speaking of redeem code, after next battle, I'll probably give out the redeem code for tonight. Someone in the private messaging me, and I didn't even answer back yet. Actually, quite a few people messaged me. Let's see. Well, I'll go look at them later. Anyways, let me go. Oh wow, 50 new topics. Might need to go through that. Oh, Guild Wars mini sneak peek was posted 1 day. Wait, how did I miss that? 1 day ago. Well, I won't look at it now, or maybe I should. I peeked at it real quick, but I didn't actually look. Let me just dismiss all of it. Okay, and I need to go and 2 things I need to go do. First, I need to go to the bookmark and find out when the next Blackhawk is. Next Blackhawk on PC and mobile is on the 17th of April. So 1 month and 1 week or so away. One month and 11 days away. So no time soon. No time soon. It is a blue-green on Epic though, so we'll be able to get a lot of blue-green that week. But that's when the next Blackhawk is coming, which means when Kraken is coming in the drop pool. Kraken's pretty powerful. Tends to be slightly towards the slower side if you can't get looping, but definitely really powerful if you can get it looping. Let me go post this link too, because some of you may want to see it. This is the full list of everything coming to PC and mobile as far as upcoming events, trait stones, troops, such and such. All that is right over there. Okay. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I need to go get the redeem code, or at least on the page of the redeem code, and then we'll hand that out after the next battle. December redeem codes. Almost depleted the December ones from ages ago. How many more do we have left? 5? 6? About 6 of them. Okay, well, we'll go do that in soon. In soon. Sometime in soon. We'll just throw dragons at it for now. Gorgolfa Hellcat double Moloch. Are you suggesting me to do that team? I can definitely do it. Seems like a pretty heavy Moloch spam team. I tend to not really use Moloch that much, even after he got buffed, but after his buff he definitely is a bit more viable because he does have a really decent amount of damage. He can normally do about 30 to 40 damage if he can get, if he uses it against Legends and Mythics. Do you think we're gonna see a lot of Goblins next week? Oh, is next week Goblins? I didn't even double check that. Is next week really Goblins? If it is, oh no. Not again. Actually, I don't think Goblins, since they've done the new event system, I don't think they've ever done a Goblin week. Oh yeah, it is. Oh no. Oh wait, no. Wait. Where is Seishin? There it is. Oh yeah, it is next week. Oh no. Oh no. I think we'll only see a lot of Goblins if and only if next week's bonus is 50% on Goblins. Like if it's Goblins on 25% and Seishin on 25%. That's the only way we're going to see a lot of Goblins. If they do that, next week is going to be so annoying. Even more annoying than this week. We already have to deal with pretty heavy dragon teams this week. I don't mind too much. I love facing these kind of dragon teams because there's a lot of different builds people tend to use with them. But there's going to be only a few different goblin spam teams repeated like crazy next week then. Oh, that is going to be really annoying. I can only imagine the kind of weird loop teams people are going to do. It will be somewhat fun to use though, because you'll be able to do quick goblin teams, which normally aren't possible. We'll be able to mess around with Goblin Rocket and just a standard goblin and see what we can do with it. So I guess that'll be kind of fun next week. This is probably going to be more annoying than fun though. Oh, what was my first mythic? My first mythic was War, because that was the only mythic that existed in the game at the time. I've been playing since the game started. So I already had a large amount of resources when the first mythic launched. And since they make every single mythic exclusive for the week that they come out, and since I've already had so many resources and I've been able to accumulate it, I've gotten every single mythic the week they came out. So, War was my first mythic. Even on my other Let's Play account, when there was 2 mythics in the drop pool, it still ended up getting War as its first mythic. My Let's Play account currently has no mythic. So whatever, technically, my first mythic will be whatever mythic I get on my Let's Play account. Because that would be the only one that has basically all of the mythics in the drop pool. Because there was only 1 mythic in the drop pool, War, when I got it on my main account. There was only 2 when I got it on my Let's Play account, War and Famine. And it happened to get a War. You still have not gotten Ketris the Bull. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother trying to get that on my Let's Play account. I saw how weak it was on my main account, and I was like, nope. Huge nope. Nope. Sandwich. Nope. Yeah, if they don't buff Curtis the Bull or Ketris, I'm just going to call him Curtis the Bull for now on, probably. Even though it's Ketris or something. But yeah, that bull, I don't know why they made it so weak. If they don't buff it, they're crazy. I may need to start calling that one the worst Mythic in the game. They put some really hard competition against Amnesia. The main problem with Amnesia is her unique trait is just complete trash. Even with an all-Daemon team, you wouldn't really be that useful.
Mana surge.
Okay. Well, nothing we can really do there. We'll just take some mana.
Mana surge.
Oh yeah, I've almost forgot about the redeem code. We'll go do that after this battle. Throw the Dragon Soul to Starnex, spam them all. You got the bull on your gem keys today. Nice! Yeah, he's not completely useless, but compared to the scaling of Mythics, he definitely does not seem like a Mythic troop. He seems like an Epic. At best. We'll throw that down. Just to get some mana.
Mana surge. Mana
I see.
surge. Mana surge. Mana surge.
Also, has anyone been watching any Breath of the Wild gameplay? The game looks really, really nice. I know a couple of people were mentioning the other day too on Sunday that they were playing it while watching the stream. It's not good enough for me to go out and just go buy the Nintendo Switch though. I'm perfectly fine with just watching it as I'm doing gaming and other things. Let's see. Achievement Hunter did the first hour, and Game Grumps is doing a full play of it. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing it. I'm surprised some of the other bigger YouTubers haven't really been doing it at all. I was assuming like when that came out, like almost everyone would do it, but I guess not. Oh, you just got on? How's the new dragon? The new dragon is really, really defensive. The main purpose for the new dragon is to use it with Dragon Soul plus Kristarnax to be able to cover all the colors instead of using a Gorgoltha. I'll be doing a whole video tomorrow, probably of teams with it. I think I'll do it tomorrow, either tomorrow or Wednesday. That one will be posted. But this was the one I was doing earlier and showed earlier. I'll be going with some more creative ones, other than just spamming them later. But this is what I came up with for now. It's just the Dragon Soul Kristarnax loop with him up front. Normally you would use a Gorgoltha up front in this kind of team, but with him in this team you can get more damage off, since you can just keep getting the extra 3 damage from the boost ratio on Dragon Soul. So a little bit more beneficial than a Gorgoltha when using an all-dragon team, but really, all-dragon teams is the only thing you'd ever really use him in. I guess you can kind of use him as a mini Gorgoltha, because he's a lot cheaper than a Gorgoltha. You'd never use Gorgoltha if it's not fully traded, and getting a Gorgoltha plus getting it fully traded is a little bit hard compared to just finding him and not needing any traits on him. He doesn't need any to be efficient. Of course, having it fully traded for fast would kind of be okay. Deathmark is also probably going to be extremely overused in the 3.0 meta that's going to be coming in like a couple weeks when we get the new updates. So maybe he'll be pretty used, because depending on how overpowered Deathmark is next patch, pretty much anything that has immunity to Deathmark may end up being spammed a lot, just so we don't have to deal with it. Anything with like Impervious or Deathmark protection, the warded trait, may become really, really popular to use. And if so, he might start getting a lot of usage then. I don't know if I'm going to get him to Mythic. It's a little bit of a waste because I would have to spend so much glory. I think I'd have to spend another 7,500 glory or so just to be able to get him all the way to max. And personally, I don't think that would be worth it. I'm just going to keep him at Legendary for now. It seems like way too much if I'm going to throw it down. I'll hold onto event keys and goblins. Wait, hold on to event keys for what? Because if you're on PC and mobile, you'll most likely want to spend them all this week. Or assuming you don't already have a Dragon Soul. If you already have a Dragon Soul, then you really don't have a need to event key this week, unless you want to get it to Mythic. But Dragon Soul doesn't gain too much from being Mythic. You're perfectly fine with having it as a Legendary as long as you have 2 copies or more of it. Okay, well, we have this X. Can we make this X work for us? Yes, we can. We can do something like that.
Mana surge.
That didn't really help us, did it? I still need to learn how to use his X a bit better. It feels weird being able to use that absolutely anywhere. I'm just not used to figuring out where everything drops with it. Because you have to do every single row and column differently. Because normally whenever it's like a plus sign, you only have to think of it in two different ways. Whatever's going to be aligned right on both sides of this, and then on both sides of your column. Which only leaves like this whole area to have to look at. But when you do this thing, you have to look at almost the entire board to figure out where on earth you want to cast this. And that normally takes too much time. Let's see, we'll just throw that down. 2 PvP matches, 4 summons. 4 summons, that's not too bad. Getting 4 summons in 2 battles, especially if you just have it within your team. Because you only need 100 event gems this week. This week is excessively low compared to past weeks. Some past weeks have had like a 500 of event gems and stuff that you needed, but only needing the 100 this week is pretty small. And you can easily get at least 1 summon per game if you're using even something as simple as a dragon eggs. And that is the match. So let's go do the code. Oh, there we go. 1 water bottle down. The other one's already half down. Actually, this other one was from last night. I just didn't bother finishing it. Okay. Let me go and find that code. The hunt for the code. Exclamation point Tacet. No, we don't have, it's not one of those codes. It's just a normal redeem code, not a giveaway. Yeah, everyone's probably used to it from the giveaway, but it's not one of those. Let's see. Where am I going right now? Oh yeah, codes. To the codes. Oh, I lost the screen for it. Let me go refind it. I thought I had it tabbed, but when I went to go see the event things, I untabbed it. And now I need to go refind it. There it is. Okay. Found it. And let me go replace that out. Need to go over here. Mark it so we know we used it. Copy it. Save it. Go to game code so I can get the link for all of you guys. And then we can just put it in. There, copy it, and we are good to go. So yeah, anyone that wants to use the free code, just go to this website and type in the code with your in-game invite code. This does only work for PC and mobile only, unfortunately, but you can just go and claim that right over there. Let me go and put that into the interface too for anyone that gets here a little bit later, so they can see it. How long does that actually go if I just leave that like that? I'm not going to leave it like that. But let me just see something real quick. No, that would be way too long. I was thinking maybe I could somehow get away with keeping that there, but nope. That is definitely not going to work. Oh wow, this code is really long. Probably because that W. It has so many W's and Q's in it. In most typefaces, W and Q are the longest possible. A capital W and a capital Q are normally the biggest characters you can do in most typefaces, and this one has 4 of its letters as W's and Q's, so or 5 of them, 4 Q's, 1 W. Gosh, no wonder why it's so long. I've never seen a redeem code get out of the box like that before. That is huge. It's still only 10 characters though, but it doesn't look like it because how large the characters are. Like half the code is just W's and Q's. Anyways. The code does not exist. I haven't double checked to see if this actually works yet. Let me double check. This might have been one I already used and I forgot to mark it. We'll find out in one moment. Let me go try using it myself. Let's see. Type it in. Code to redeem. I'm not a robot. Oh good, it didn't make me recapture this time because they didn't try doing a billion of them in a row. Nope, it went successfully when I just tried doing it. Make sure your name is typed in. It's also cap sensitive. There's also sometimes an invisible underscore after your name if you have a number after it. Like if you see a number right here, like if this said Tacet 8, there would sometimes be Tacet underscore 8. So keep that in mind too for it. But yeah, it's working right now. It's right over here. Redeem code. Normal reward of 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Also, it will only work if you're PC and mobile account. If you're trying to do it with a console account, it will unfortunately not work. Okay, yeah, okay, it worked the second time. Yeah, it is a little bit weird. Do keep in mind if you're like copy and pasting it, like from when I just put it there. Sometimes when you copy and paste, it'll add a space, just a random space, and you want to make sure you backspace to get rid of that space, because if you have a random space there, it will say the code is incorrect. I had a problem with that when I was doing the giveaway last Sunday, because that would happen like half the time.
Mana surge.
Oh, you got a Mimic. Oh yeah, let me go open up the gem key and see what we get. Maybe we can get another Mythic, because I do only have 1 of the current Mythic. It would be kind of cool to get 2 of them in case they ever buff it. But because I don't know if they are going to buff it, I didn't bother getting a second copy of him. I believe they might just leave it as is, but you never know. Definitely don't go out of your way to get 2 of him. I'm not even bothering going out of my way to get 2 of them. If you ever get there was an error while saving, that likely means you did your invite code wrong. Because I was doing that earlier, and that's what keeps coming up whenever you type in your name wrong. But yeah, make sure your name is all in caps. If it doesn't work then, try it all in lowercase. And if it doesn't work then, try it all in caps, but make sure there's an underscore between anything dividing your name. Like if your name was Billy Miller 2 in game, it would be Billy space Miller underscore 2. It's really weird how it is, but that's how it would be if you were to input the code.
Mana surge.
It's really, really confusing. I wish they would like fix it in game. It's been like that since the game started. Normally, it would only be guild leaders that would have to worry about it, because the only time you'd ever have to input the invite code is when you're inviting people to your guild and stuff. But with the new code system that they have, now everyone has to type it on the website. Oh, you got a Gloomleaf. Nice. I haven't gotten anything above an ultra rare from my single event from a single gem key for ages now. I really wish I would get something already, even if it's something really weak. I just want to see something other than a ultra rare for once. Just keep getting ultra rares and runics. But we'll see what we roll. Come on, the most recent Mythic. No, the chances of that. I think it's a 0.01% chance or something off a gem key. Something ridiculously low. Well, let's see. Let's use our 1 gem. Apothecary! Useless. Oh, it actually has 25% this week. I didn't even notice because of, it's a Mystic. But yeah, nothing good. Nothing good at all. I'm saving all my gem keys for the new kingdom that's coming out in a couple weeks for both PC, mobile, and for console. Console's getting Silverglade in a couple weeks, and PC and mobile is getting a completely new kingdom in a couple weeks. That's also what I'm saving my gold keys for. That's also what I always save my glory keys for. This glory key hoard is mainly left over from the old guild system where you used to get like thousands of guild keys or thousands of glory keys a week. Under the old guild system, which has been changed for about 6 months now, you used to get like 5,000 to 6,000 glory keys a week in some of the better guilds, and that's how I've accumulated so many. This pile has been slightly dwindling over time though, but I use that as backup for new kingdoms, also to get all the rares during new kingdoms, since gold keys normally don't cover it. Event keys I just save for new kingdoms as well for their event, so I'll probably save that for the week after. I also use them for whenever new legends come out that are only in event keys. Guild chests I just use immediately. It is somewhat good to save these, especially if you're always use them at the end of the week. But you normally want to wait until it's a level 5 or 6 guild chest to use them, even if that means waiting until you switch guilds. And VIP keys I mainly just use for mythics. You don't really ever need to use VIP keys. They're mainly just for completionist people who want to have everything in the game. They're mainly just for getting epics, legendaries, and mythics. But for their cost, you're almost better off going with gem keys, unless you're going for absolutely getting every single thing in the game. Is Kristarnix still bugged? Yes, Kristarnix is still bugged, and that likely will not be fixed until next patch. I don't even know if they will fix it next patch. I would assume they will, but that'd be weird if they don't. But yeah, Kristarnix is still bugged, and because of that bug, combined with the fact that it has 25% bonus this week, it's pretty much the strongest card in the game right now. It already has the strongest single cast damage. We can cast it for over 120 total damage on the enemy team, which is pretty good for how quick it can spam and the board control that it has with it. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's see. Oh, we'll just take that, I guess. But yeah, Dragon Soul is the most ridiculous thing right now. When it has 50%, I don't think anything's more powerful than a Dragon Soul this week. Even not on this week, that would still be almost applicable. Oh, no problem for the code, everyone. Ah. My nose keeps getting snuffly, and I feel like I need to like sneeze, but it never comes out. Do you guys ever get that feeling? And I hate it so much. Like when you feel like you need to sneeze, but then it never wants to come out. You got Yeti! Woo! Yeah, it's pretty disappointing when it's just like, ah, complete trash that you'll never use. But that's only one key. Normally, you would need to roll about 10 or so to really get something decent out of it. But some people have gotten lucky in the past. Like Bridget just got Gloomleaf out of it. And Gloomleaf is getting buffed next patch as well. We still don't know what to, but it is indeed getting buffed. Also, we didn't get Entangle off, so we're about to die. Not completely, but that's a lot of damage. Oh, it's already dead. I might as well just let it take the skull. There's no point in not doing that. Oh, and one pretty good thing about Dragon Soul too is we get to destroy all the Queen Mabs. Or basically, do not try using a Queen Mab this week. Because if you end up facing a Dragon Soul, it'll basically be unkillable. Because Queen Mab can't really skull out a Dragon Soul this week. It's just going to be way, way too powerful in comparison. You got a Runic Wind Trade Stone. I actually prefer getting Runics from gems, or from gem keys. A lot of newer players tend to not like it as much, but it does help you out a lot in the long run, because there are a lot of troops that use Runics, and you will sometimes run out of Runics. And if you can accumulate them early on in the game, it's kind of good, because then you don't need to worry about running out. Because you can run out pretty quick on Runics. It's one of the 3 types of trade stones that people tend to run out of. The common, the ultra rare, which is Runics, and the epic trade stones are the 3 most common ones that people run out of. The reason for the epic trade stones, or the arcanes, are because of the wide span of them and just their general rarity. The reason for the Runics is because a lot of people tend to not go for the gem keys, or they just don't get lucky in getting them, or because of how much they're used on a single color. Some people will keep upgrading like something like red troops, and then they'll run out of red Runics or something like that. And the minor trade stones, the main reason they run out is you need more minor trade stones than any other trade stone. And even though they're common, you don't get as much as you really need sometimes to be able to trade up everything sufficiently. But yeah, those are the main 3 that run out. The 2 that don't tend to run out are Majors and Celestials. Major being the rare trait stone, and Celestials being the legendary trait stone. Surprisingly, the legendary trait stone is like one of the most common trait stones, mainly because the arcanes have like 20-something different drops of arcanes, yet the legendary trait stone only has 1 possible drop. Though a celestial trait stone is almost the same rarity as a runic. Simply because there's only 1 of them instead of like 6 or 20-ish.
Mana surge.
Yeah, if any of you guys have any other questions or teams you want me to do or anything of the such, feel free to leave them in chat. I know there was a couple suggested earlier. I don't know if we got to all of them, but if I didn't, just mention them again. Oh, you got Mummified King. Yeah, I keep saying that Mummified King is the worst troop in the game. I still stick to that. There's really nothing worse than Mummified King. A troop that can literally kill itself with no additional benefits. Like, at least Bombot kills itself and it does a huge amount of damage. But he'll just kill himself with... that's just it. That's basically his function, is he destroys himself.
Mana surge.
It's worth it with Bombot simply because it does a huge amount of damage, though. Well, Sacrifice does have some really, really weird uses. Because you can use Sacrifice with various summoning teams to get them out of the way, which isn't always too useful, but like during this event week, Sacrifice is really, really useful for trying to farm event gems this week. Mora, aka Salad Dragon, yes. What's the leaf-looking dragon? Yeah, it's called Mora, this one. It is from Forest of Thorns. It's a legendary there. But yeah, it's called Mora, also sometimes called just Salva or Salve, and people also call it Salad Dragon. So if you ever see someone saying Salad Dragon, that's who they're referring to.
Mana surge.
Yeah, there's about a dozen different troops in this game that have nicknames, and I think Salad Dragon is like the most well-known one as far as all the nicknames that are in the game. What should we do here? Well, let's go there. Black Manacles, Valkyrie, Justice, Mab beat you easily with those Frozen and Devours. Oh yeah, I can't believe they actually have a Devour on a hero weapon. I was really surprised when they added that at 20% chance. A lot of people were using it when Black Manacles first came out. I'm surprised not too many people really use it these days, but there are a lot of pretty decent teams that can be built around Black Manacles. Because it has a really solid AoE damage like these. Oh wow, 35, this is insane. And it has that 20% chance to devour, which is, it could not have the devour and it'd still be a strong weapon. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying when it gets used against you though. I always hate when something with like a 20% chance or 25% chance just randomly gets a devour on you. What's even worse is then you end up losing. Well, what's worse is you end up spending like 5 minutes trying to win the battle, and then you still end up losing after all that. Oh, I wonder how long until he gets around? Let me go double check that for you. I believe it's over a month from now, so a while. Forest of Thorns, yeah. Oh, no, I lied. It's actually coming in 2 weeks. On the 20th, you will be able to get a Mora. Do keep in mind, there's 2 troops in the drop pool that week, though, in the legendaries. There's Mora and Gloomleaf. The one good thing about this is Gloomleaf, while it is horrible now, it is being buffed next patch. So, it's actually being... actually, the Forest of Thorns event may be happening the same exact time as the patch. Because the week after that is the New Kingdom. Actually, the New Kingdom's coming on that Friday. So they're likely going to have the patch on the Wednesday or Tuesday or something beforehand. So, yeah. The week of Forest of Thorns will be pretty good to throw event keys too. That's not next week, but the following week after that. So if you want a Mora for your Dragon team to use with the Dragon Soul you just got this week, or if you want the Gloomleaf, which will probably be strong, I don't exactly know because we don't know what it's going to do, but they did indeed say Gloomleaf is getting buffed next patch, and it should be coming out the exact same, the week of the Gloomleaf should be the exact same week that it gets buffed. So that'll be interesting how that pans out. I wonder if they planned that. That's kind of weird. That's kind of perfect. Like the exact week it gets buffed, it's going to be in the event key drop pool. So we'll see how that pans out.
Mana surge.
It's a little annoying when they put so many good events back to back that are worth using event keys on, because a lot of people won't be able to afford or have spares to be able to event key them over and over and over again. Let's see. What do we even bother doing here? There's not a single good move. We'll just take that, I guess. Oh good, he didn't take the other one. Like that then. Go into Dragon Soul, go from there. Oh, he gets gold. Oh, never mind, he's entangled. Fail.
Mana surge.
Yeah, Salad Dragon with Dragon Soul is pretty fun to use. Any of the dragons that you can possibly get to use with Dragon Soul that can hit all of the enemies are really, really good. Like Restornex, Mora, Dragon Soul. Actually, I think that's all 3. Never mind. Those are the only 3 that even hit all enemies, but still. Mora is one of them. He has a really, really expensive trait for what it does, but especially now that Tangle Root came in, or whatever that was thing called, the Bog Strider from last week. The fact that he's in the game, that's a much cheaper way to place Entangle. But his ability is pretty good, Sevhina Mora, because if you do skull spam, like with a Bone Dragon or something, if you happen to be using that on your team with it, you'll be able to skull spam and then it will entangle into the next troop. Like if we were to like skull spam right now, kill out the Dragon Soul, the entangle would actually go onto the giant spider. It wouldn't waste it on the Dragon Soul that just died. So it works out pretty nicely, so you don't end up wasting it, which is one really powerful thing about his ability, because you'll pretty much always make sure that the front line is entangled. Yeah, Shadow Dragon is okay to use. He was the first Legends I ever got in this game. As far as his strength these days, he's mainly used for his ability to generate purples and the fact that he has a purple lane. You don't really need any traits on him beyond his really first trait. He's one of those weird legends where it's not that beneficial to get his legendary trait just because it's so useless. Pretty much every team you'll ever use a Shadow Dragon in will not utilize his Dark Fall ability, which is gain 1 attack whenever matching purples. Mainly because he's almost always used with a Dragon Soul in front of him, and because of that, he never really utilized his skulls or the attack damage that he gets. And it's only 1 per purple. He's lucky if he ever gets above like 50 attack, if even that, which of course isn't that good. You can use attack buffers and get beyond that in a single cast. Even a Stargazer or something like that could, like a Stargazer right there would boost this thing to up to like 30 attack, or sorry, 60 attack, I mean. It'd raise it by about 30. Let's see, we'll go for that. Oh, you use Black Manacles a lot in Arena? Let's see, what do I normally use in Arena that's that color? I don't think I normally use Black Manacles that much in Arena. It is really good in Arena. I personally don't think I really use it that much. I've mainly just been sticking with either trying to build around either oh, what's that one weapon called? Oh, the green yellow one that costs 12 mana. Completely forget what it's called. Runic Blade. Runic Blade is normally what I try building around. If I can't do that, I try doing it with the Dragon Torch thing. From 40 red, 40 yellow. Normally those are the 2 items as of lately, if I ever do Arena, that I try to build around. Yeah, Runic Blade. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I ended up figuring out before chat got there, but thank you. Or technically, you guys probably did it instantly, but there's a chat delay, but... Yeah, I know, it does depend a lot on what you have to choose from. I do tend to prefer just doing Creeping Death, though, for those Death Mark chances. Because Creeping Death has a lot higher chance to be able to kill than what Black Manacles does. You don't get the Devour out of it, but as far as being able to kill, it has a much higher chance for that. And normally for Arena, you don't need the Devour too much, unless you're playing on a higher difficulty. But it's normally just better to just speed through it with Creeping Death. It also, Creeping Death also has a 1 lower mana cost. The only problem is it only covers 1 color instead of 2. So if you need to cover brown for whatever reason, you wouldn't be able to. So Black Manacles would be better in that instance. Well, here's our team. Oh, wait, no, he's just using it with a monk, but yeah. Oh, I still need to test this. I didn't test it at one battle, and I meant to. I need to see if Sevhina Mora will do its full damage or not when we hit it with a barrier. So I need this guy to go get barrier, and then I need to hit him with a Sevhina Mora. Let's see if we can try setting that up. The only problem is I need to take browns to be able to do that, and he uses browns, so I gotta deny his access to browns in trying to do so. Okay, please don't take brown. Good, okay. Oh, he's just distracted over there, that's good. Take that.
Mana surge.
Oh yeah, if you get a giant spider, oh, there's so many broken things you can do in Arena if you get a giant spider. Another pretty fun one that if you can happen to find in Arena is if you ever get the Black Beast, it doesn't even matter what your team is. You pretty much instantly win Arena if you have Black Beast on your team, because you can just devour whatever useless drops you got as troops and then just destroy everything else. It's pretty funny. So why did I remove Drain? For some reason I thought it would destroy, but nope, he does remove. Hello, James! I should know that after using him a billion times. But at least we got his ability up. The only problem is I don't have Sevhina Mora up. So we still need to get some more brown. And of course his explosion made it so we can't get any. Well, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Let's take that, I guess. Oh yeah, hello, James. I think I already said hello twice. Fail. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna go red. This will actually help us if it dies, because we'll be able to get full mana on it. I'm trying to test this out. Though in me trying to test this out, we might actually lose. Hopefully not. But I'm trying to test to see if he gets barrier on himself, will our Sevhina more do full damage or not. So let me deliberately just waste my turn. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna make sure I don't kill him, and hopefully that won't. Good, we didn't get the skull. Please barrier yourself. Ha! What? AI, please. How did you miss every single yellow on the entire board? AI, what are you doing? Okay, he deserves to die for that. Sorry, we're not gonna test it this battle. He missed with like 20 yellow on the board. He missed every single one of them with an X shape. How? How? They need to tweak the AI on that. Gosh, I know they just added that troop, but seriously, wow, it missed every single yellow. There was at least 15 yellows on the board. Wow. Okay then. Wolf Garrick team. You want me to do a Wolf Garrick team? Are you suggesting? Because we can do a Wolf Garrick team. Actually, didn't Console previously or recently get a Wolf Garrick, if I'm not mistaken? A few days ago, you got Armored Boar and Goblin Shaman with Runic Blade. It was... Oh, yeah, that would be pretty funny. Yeah, he has a pretty good boost ratio, too, for arena purposes. The Armored Boar, that is. Because he basically does 4 damage for every skull. He does 3 from his boost ratio and the 4 from his, just destroying the skull. Okay, I can go do a Wolf Garrick team. Anything in particular you want me to build around? Because normally I tend to just build the ones that I tend to use whenever I use Wolf Garrick. And it's a little bit more expensive. Generally, with any Wolf Garrick team, you'd build it with either all Magrim Woods, all 4 of the Magrim Woods that you happen to have, or any of them, or you would build it with 3 Magrim Woods plus a giant spider, which I think I might do right now. Let me see. We'll obviously need to go Wolf Garrick. I generally use them in first slot, especially if you have them fully traded. I tend to go Nature Guardian with it because you get half mana on all beasts, and Forest Guardian, I mean. And I will give it a starting mana of 11, which helps a lot. It's actually the highest starting mana any Mythic can currently have if you happen to have a fully traded Nature Guardian. And then I just put a Cerberus, and you can either then go the other one from this kingdom of Fener in second slot, or you can go with something like a giant spider there instead, which will help feed them. Really your choice. But you would just basically replace out from there if you don't have a Cerberus. You'll just go with a different Magrim Woods troop, or just a brown purple that you happen to have. And if you don't have a Forest of Thorns, you would replace it with a Ranger, because Ranger is also from that kingdom. You would just do that. Plus it's a War Gear, which boosts based on his ability and will be boosted by the first War Gear thing. So you would just put that there, and Cerberus, you would either replace that with another War Gear, or a brown purple, or really anything that you happen to have laying around. Is Nature Guardian an epic? Forest Guardian is a legendary. It's a legendary that gives all beasts 50% starting mana. And in teams like this, every single troop in this is a beast. So it makes your whole entire team start with half their mana, which is pretty useful. Banner-wise, I'll probably just go a double yellow. Main reason for this is to spam our Guardian. And go from there. Oh, only Nature Guardian you don't have. So yeah, you just replace out Nature Guardian for a Ranger then. Oh, I probably should have gone and replaced mine with a Ranger. So it would be reflective of what you would be using. But I didn't see the chat in time. But yeah, you would just replace a Forest Guardian with Ranger then. It would still be a really similar team. You just have a little bit of a harder start because you don't start with as much mana. But one benefit you would have is Ranger is a war gear. So you'd be, if you have this fully traded, you would get 5 attack and magic on it. And on top of that, you'd also be getting a boost ratio of 4, regardless of how many traits you have. So he's always going to be doing 4 extra damage if you have a Ranger there instead. So yeah, that'd basically be the team you'd go then. Wolf, Garrick, Veneer, Sybaris, and Ranger. You could even put the Ranger in front of the Sybaris in that case. I only have it in this order simply because our Nature Guardian or Forest Guardian ends up denying our Sybaris. But if you had a Ranger, you'd probably put it in front of the Sybaris and put it in last slot. Just switch to 2 of them. Well, let's try getting our Devourer.
Mana surge.
How do you repopulate Dragonflaw? You have to summon dragons this week. Every single time you summon a dragon, you will get 1 event gem. I explained it all in my previous video. Generally, what you would use is a sacrifice with dragon eggs as well as 1 troop to kill. You basically go sacrifice a kill card and then 2 dragon eggs, and then you just have those dragon egg summon. You'll use the sacrifice to kill out 1 of the dragon eggs, then you just keep using the other dragon egg to summon, reuse the sacrifice, and keep repeating that until you get several event gems. We didn't get the Devourer.
Mana surge.
Oh, and he got Bone Dragon. Oh no, we might actually lose. He's using Wraith Bone Dragon, and if he kills us this turn, we lose. Let's see, I can delay 1 turn. I don't think I could delay into anything, though. Doesn't look like I can delay into anything. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I think we just lost. We at least lost our Wolf Garrick, which is kind of what this whole team was built around. Yep. Never said it worked against Bone Dragon. No, Bone Dragon beats everything. Unless you're specifically using something that's Skull Counter, or if you have a Tangle against something like this, it just loses. Oh, there we go, getting crushed. Well, that means I can try it again with Ranger instead, since that's exactly what you have. So I can do it exactly as you need to use it. So you do that. Oops, wrong card. And you'd put the Ranger there. Banner, you would switch. You would switch it to a... We have quite a few options. I'll probably go brown-purple instead, so we can hopefully get the Devour spam. You can also go yellow and something else, but I think brown-purple will be a bit more useful for the Devours. So we'll go for that and see what we can do this time. Yeah, there's Maximus posting the previous video, I believe. Bone Dragon doesn't beat Bokestrider. Yeah, actually, Bokestrider does actually counter out Bone Dragon pretty well. And it's really cheap, too. The only problem is anyone... well, for one, it was a console person asking, so they don't have Bokestrider. The other problem is, if you didn't get Bokestrider last week, you won't be able to get him for a couple weeks, because he's not in the drop pool. He probably won't be until the next patch comes out. So a little while. If some people didn't get him last week, he's not going to be in the drop pool for a good couple of weeks. That's how all troops are. They'll first come out in the event, then they'll be out of the drop pool for several weeks, and then after a couple weeks, they'll come back into the drop pool. The main reason they have it like that is to make it worth actually using resources on troops, and that's the main reason for it. The only troops that are affected from this are troops that come through during events. Whenever they come through from kingdoms, they're automatically already here. But if they come through from, like, let's say just the weekly events, like the new Dragonian Monk, he will be only this week, and then for a couple weeks he'll be off, and then he'll be back into the drop pool normally. And this also applies to one other thing. Whenever they do a legendary that's only in event keys for a single week, not like Dragon Soul this week, but whenever they add like a new one and it comes in, like it says, hey, get this legend during this event only, that will also mean they're only in the drop pool for that week. Then they'll come back a couple weeks later.
Mana surge.
And when I say couple weeks, it can be anywhere from a couple weeks, like 2 to 3, to like 6 or 8, depending on their cycle on it. Because sometimes it could even be only like a week, depending on the cycle. Because like when the new patch comes out, like for example, the Forest of Thorns that are coming pretty soon are pretty much going to be right back into the drop pool almost immediately, because they're probably going to update the drop pool with the new patch. So it really just depends when major updates are and stuff like that. Let's see. You got a bunch of the monk already because you want to trait your Great Maul. Yeah, that's about the best thing you can use it for. Great Maul, Gorgotha, Dust Devil, and that's about the furthest extent of brown yellow. Anything beyond that's just kind of leisurely troops that you wouldn't really need to have, but they're kind of okay to have. But those are the only 3 main ones you have to do: Dust Devil, Gorgotha, and Great Maul. Personally, I would go for Gorgotha if you happen to have it. Gorgotha is a lot more versatile than the Great Maul, but Great Maul can get some pretty nice devours, and he's the only troop in the entire game that has a 100% chance to devour. Only problem is he can only use it once, but still very powerful in that regard. Oh, there goes Ranger, and one pretty good thing about using Ranger with a Wolf Garrick is you can focus it down on a troop, and that will likely lower it down enough so you can then do your devour. Oh! I wasn't paying attention to his buff. Fail, but that would normally lower it down enough that you can do your devour if you're paying attention to their HP. Fail. I forgot he boosts armor. Fail. Fail. I was looking over at chat and didn't see that he got more stats in that time. I heard his ability, but I wasn't looking on the screen. I always saw before I looked at chat was that he was in kill range, and then I look back, it's like, oh yeah, he cast his ability. Fail. Now we can devour him, or kill him and then devour a random one. Okay, so we'll throw that down. Come on. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Look at that, 186 attack. Perfect, one shot. We can't one-shot that, unfortunately. Stone Skin will make it 2-shot, unless we can get more buffs. So we'll go for that. Oh, we didn't get the skull. Oh, you don't have Gorgotha yet, yeah. If you have the Great Maul and not Gorgotha, you can definitely go for the Great Maul. Great Maul is by no means a bad troop. The main problem you'll have with that earlier on in the game, though, is that you might not have anything too good to feed it mana with. Apothecary is probably the cheapest thing you can do that's effective at feeding it mana. Oh, you saw my question? What was your question? Oh, speaking of Boakstrider, only card you have fully traded. What team can I make with him? Oh, Boakstrider? Boakstrider you'll tend to use with either, or Green Seer if you happen to have it. You can use it with a Green Seer and just use the rest of Mist Scale troops. Anything that you happen to have that can scale based on devouring, based on entangling is pretty good with a Boakstrider if you don't have that much to choose from. But as far as just using him in any team, you can just use him in first slot as a general tank, and he'll be pretty decent because he'll be able to prevent enemies from using skulls, and he'll also be able to tank since you have the 33% skull reduction. So you can essentially just put him in first slot of any team. There isn't any like too specific things you can build with it, other than just going with like the entangle extra percents, like 2x ratios and stuff like that. But you don't really have to do that. You can just put it in front of any team, and it'll just be your little tanky front troop. There are a lot of troops that tend to get used like that, just for the sole purpose of tanking in front of any team. Knight Coronet's probably the most infamous one for that, but Boakstrider is a pretty decent alternative too, because even Knight Coronet for some newer players can be a little bit hard to trade up. I know my Let's Play account still is not even able to fully trait the Knight Coronet yet. Can you try Green Seer, Giant Spider, Kraken, and Plague? Sure. You only have one Kraken. Yeah, you can use it with Plague. There's a lot of different things that you can use it with. I even tried trying to use it with Viera because it covered the rest of the colors. But yeah, we'll go and do that. Hey, we're almost up at 1.9k too from just playing this stream. We only need like 2 or 3 more battles. I'm nowhere near Leaderboard though, gosh. Let's see. Leaderboard is like 5,000. Well, by the time I get there, but yeah, it's 4,000 something, but yeah. I haven't tried hitting the leaderboard for ages now. Oh wow, Holog for my guild. Oh wow, Holog. You weren't kidding when you said you're playing a lot this week. Gosh, you're number 7. Nice, 116 battles. I'd be lucky if I even do 116 battles this week. But really nice, really, really nice. Yeah, normally I only average about 150 to 200 battles in a week, normally. Okay, but yeah, let me go do that team. Basically the Green Seer Giant Spider team, just with the just with the plague thrown in. So we'll go do that suggestion. Green seer, giant spider, kraken. They need to fix the music not working. Hate when it goes quiet like that, especially because it shows all the static that I have in the background, like from my computer fan and everything. And banner, we go double green if I can find it. There we go. You can probably get away with double blue too, since you're using a plague to suck up the blue. But we'll go stick with double green. Yeah, no problem, Holog. Yeah, you're doing great this week. That is a lot of playing. Have you been playing like all day? Because you would have to have a really high win rate if you've been playing for anything less than several hours. Like, that would have to be about, like, what, 6 hours then? 8 hours? I don't even know. How long have you been playing today? I'm kind of curious how many battles you really need to keep up with the leaderboard these days.
From the life of the earth.
Let's see. Because I'll probably be doing that the week that, I'll probably try hitting the top 10 for the week of, the new, guild system. And I don't know if I will stream every day that week. I don't want to commit to saying so because I know from my last week-long stream, I was like, okay, I'm never going to do this again. But I know I'm eventually going to do it again. But, week-long streams are just really, really tiresome to do sometimes. But, maybe. We'll probably stream like 5 days out of that week. Like, for longer. Like, these will probably be longer streams. Of course, we already do 4, but you know. I'll probably have more on that once we know exactly when it's coming. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? We'll throw down a... I'll just go Kraken. Because he's just going to take the skulls anyways if we don't override it, which we didn't. Oh, so you've been playing for about 8 hours. Okay, that would explain it then. You've been playing for about 8 hours. Yeah, so it does require about 8 hours a day of playing to be able to keep up with the leaderboard. Personally, I cannot stand playing this game for 8 hours every single day. I know some people enjoy this game enough that they can, but I would burn out so quickly if I did that much playing of this game. This is the kind of game that I can only play for about a couple hours at a time. And anything more than that. Like, I don't mind the Friday streams because we get to do a lot of stuff and I get to chat with all you guys. But, like, generally speaking, this isn't really a kind of game that can really have that kind of playtime on it. But some people can find enjoyment in doing so, so that's good for them. But yeah, 8 hours every single day for the top 10 of the leaderboard in Gems of War. That is a lot of playing. Let's see. Oh, we'll just throw it on Brown into Kraken. I barely even used the plague. I mainly just used it for his initial plague and then didn't really use it much afterwards. Oh, you gotta be kidding. He's gonna survive with 1 HP. I have no way to go around it unless I can get a green seer. Where's the green seer extra turn? Do we not have one? It doesn't even matter if it's on purple. There's none. And Skull won't be enough. Please devour. There we go. Okay. Oh, and we got an extra turn anyways. Yeah, I know. 8 hours a day is insane. That is a lot of time. You play about an hour or 2 a day max, yeah. That's generally what I tend to do. Because that's what these streams basically are. I do 2-hour streams on Mondays and Tuesdays. Then I just play on Wednesdays and Thursdays, mainly to make videos. And then we do the Friday and Saturday stream, and many times I don't even bother playing on Sunday. I just kind of relax on Sundays for the most part, and do things around the house, and basically whatever. It's a day that I can have basically scheduled for anything. I tend to keep it open for that purpose. I always like to have at least one day of the week available for that, in case anything ever comes up that I need to work on or just do. Oh, you have more questions? Sorry, I didn't... How did I get past it? What are your questions? Can you do a Dragon Soul with those two? What are those two? You have Shegra and Celestassia. I want to say no. Because out of everything that works with Dragon Soul, those are the two least effective legendary dragons with Dragon Soul, for the most part. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Celestassia is actually okay with Dragon Soul. The main problem is you can't really use your Shegra with Dragon Soul. They don't really synergize that well together at all. But Celestassia you can get away with, especially if you happen to have it fully traded. I assume you don't, though. But you can use Celestassia in first or second slot and feed it to your Dragon Soul. Just keep having it cast on your Dragon Soul, and that'll help it to get its mana. But generally, you wouldn't really want to use those two with Dragon Soul teams. You can kind of plop them down. The Shegra you would put in last slot, and the Celestassia you'd put in first slot or second slot. Then you would just need to find another dragon for it. That would essentially be the team you would use with it. And for that other dragon, you'd probably use something like a, oh, what's it called? A Dragon Tar, since you'll be able to get the buff off of it. And I believe that then covers every single color, if I'm not mistaken. What do we go for? I guess blue. Looks like there's more blue than anything. We'll go for the damage. 36. Not bad. Not bad at all. Actually a lot of damage. Oh, you're averaging about 4 summons per battle now. Nice. Yeah, I'm not really worrying about it until later in the week. I'll probably do all of them on like Thursday, so I don't waste time on stream doing it. Or I'll probably finish it, if I haven't done them already, I'll probably do them on Sunday, just last minute, and then just grind them out. It'll only take like an hour or two, probably more towards an hour to finish the event this week. It's pretty easy. The fact that it's only 100 is not that much at all. It's the lowest they've ever made for any event so far, so... And it's not much harder to do than any of the other events either. Some events they made really hard and they required like 200 or 300 for, so it's nothing compared to those.
Mana surge.
Have you noticed all the chests refresh in 3 days? I did not notice that. Huh. What's happening in 3 days? There's no way they're doing the patch in 3 days. What it might be is the chest refresh. It may be the chest refresh I was referring about earlier, where about like once every month or several weeks, they end up adding all of the old event chests, or all of the old event troops back into the chests. That may be what that is. I don't think there's anything coming this Friday, so I'm pretty sure that's all what that is. Especially if it's every single chest at once, because that would mean they're refreshing all of them, so... it would make sense if every single chest said that, except for maybe, I think, the VIP chest would be the only one I think that wouldn't say that. One of them would. The event or VIP, I forget. Because that one would probably say when the next patch is. There's actually, it's really weird. They tend to communicate in-game, even though they don't really say, through what the actual timers are on them. They really need to make it better clarity in the game, though. Like when stuff is happening. Because if you were to never to go on my channel or to look at the forum or to look at their social media, you'd basically never know when anything happens in this game other than events, because events are pretty obvious, but everything else you'd have like no clue. Okay. Well, let me go. Why am I going to shop? Let me go to chest and see. Let's see. No, 17 days. 3 days. Yeah, 17 days is when the new kingdom is coming. 3 days. 3 days. I'm trying to think what this might be. 6 days. That's because the events switch over. 3 days. And do you say 3 days too? Yep, 3 days. Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious. I don't know what that could be other than them just refreshing the chest. Nothing's supposed to come out this Friday from what I recall. Yeah, there's not anything coming, so it's probably just a chest refresh or something. It's not like there's no way they're doing the patch this Friday. That's impossible. Hello, Leah. Welcome. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That's what it is. Yes. Thank you, Arturo. I forgot about that. That's what that timer is for. Because the Mythic is out right now, the timers on all of these are on all of the chests that can drop the current Mythic. And the timer's representing when the next Mythic, or when the Mythic is going out of the drop pool, and when all of the other ones will be back in. Thank you. Yes. That is what this timer is for. I forgot. Because I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking like after the Monday, it's like, oh, the old Mythic is gone. But no, he's actually still going for another. Hey, they don't have the timer. Why don't they have the timer here anymore? But this will be going for about another 3 days. Till Friday. Till Friday at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll still be able to get the new Mythic. But in 3 days, or that Friday, when it switches over, it'll be out. So that is what that timer is for. Thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot that that's still a thing right now. Hey, a Ferris Raw. I don't know why I haven't been using much Ferris Raw. I guess because I don't really need souls, but if my Let's Play account could ever get a fully traded Ferris Raw, it would be on literally every team. Literally every team. There wouldn't be a single team I would not use this thing on. I'd use it more than I would use Dragon Soul. Actually, I'd probably use them both together with a giant spider. But if you can get a fully traded Ferris Raw early on in the game, which is ridiculously hard, but that's like the best possible soul farming thing you can ever have in this game. It would get you souls so quick. You could probably finish all the soul grinding you would ever have to do in a couple months if you had a Ferris Raw. Which still seems like a lot of time, but definitely it takes about several months now to try to do it. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's some people playing for over a year that still haven't gotten all the souls yet.
Mana surge.
Easy ways to do that is just to make sure every PvP team you ever use has something that can gain souls on it. And then you'll just accumulate great amounts of them over time. Yeah, 18k glory chests. Those are left over from when the old event system used to exist. And higher guilds used to be able to get around 6,000 glory keys per week. I think at one time I had about 40,000 or 50,000 glory keys, and it has slowly dwindled down over time since the current system doesn't give you nearly as many. It gives you a little bit of variety, but even the variety isn't as big as it used to be. They completely nerfed guild tasks about 6 months ago because every single person in like the top 1% of guilds was making bank. You would make like probably about like $500 worth of resources every single week. Was how much they were paying out. It would be like 6,000, actually probably even more than that. The absolute like top 0.1% of guilds, which mine was at the time and still is, it was giving around 6,000 glory keys and 5,000 gems a week. So it was pretty insane how broken it used to be. Now it's much less than that. Now we get about 600 gems and I want to say 1,000 glory keys? I don't even know. Per week. Probably even less than that.
Mana surge.
Also, are there any other questions or teams that you guys want me to do? Because I will probably be wrapping up for the night. It's almost 10 p.m. Also, make sure to check the redeem codes below. I don't know if anyone has said if it's been used up fully already. Posted that about 50 minutes ago. It's probably used up by now, but always good to double check. Because we don't tend to get as many people on Mondays or Tuesdays.
Mana surge.
Okay, and there we go. Please do not revive. This ended up reviving 3 times earlier. I never want to see that again. Oh, you finally got a Dragon Soul. Congratulations, Black Eerie region. Hey, Arcane. A useless Arcane, but always good to get more. You never know when they may be useful. Let's see. Do we need to check our tribute? Thought it was about on the hour right about now. What else do we need to do? How far are we on the event? I don't even think I've really gotten much because I haven't been trying to summon dragons. I should probably make this in an order that does focus on summoning. We'll probably have to switch it up later. I'll need to get rid of probably the Shadow Dragon to do that. Build this in a way that we can get Kristarnix to summon like once every battle. Just so I don't have to bother farming it later. But it'll only take like an hour or two to farm it, so I guess it doesn't really matter if we do or do not. Well, huge greens right off the bat. And we get our blues. We could take some purples right now. That would be amazing. Doesn't look like we can take it, though.
Mana surge.
You just stopped by real quick to say hello. Hello, Grigor, and welcome. Thank you. You're using Manticore, Deep Borer, Bone Dragon, and Courage. Best team you've ever had. Maybe still works till they nerf Bone Dragon. Oh yeah, it'll definitely work until they nerf Bone Dragon. May even work after they nerf Bone Dragon. We still don't know exactly what they're doing with Bone Dragon. The main thing we know is that the amount of skulls it'll create will be greatly reduced. But for earlier on in the game, people probably won't notice too big of a difference with Bone Dragon. But this late in the game, yeah, you'll see a huge difference with Bone Dragon. But anyone below level 100 or even maybe 200 won't notice too significant of a difference, most likely. I'm pretty sure most people will start shifting over to Keeper Souls instead. You probably won't see it as much as far as like defend-wise, because you don't see Keeper Souls on defend. It's a really bad triple put on defend. But as far as people actually using it for their invade team, Keeper of Souls will likely become a slightly more popular pick than Bone Dragon. Because the main fault that Bone Dragon has is he doesn't really work with dragon teams. Even though he is a dragon, he's not normally used on dragon teams. He would sooner be used on an all-undead team than a dragon team. Mainly because there's a lot of dragons that hit all enemies, and he would just get in the way of that. Shadow Dragon's like one of the only few dragons he could really be synergized with. Shadow Dragon, Vinoxia, and Celestasia are about the only three you can really get away with. Is chat bugged? Hello, Uncle. I see your messages. Or I saw the two that you said, where you said, can we see your messages and chat bugged? Let's see. Oh, yeah, you could probably use the new troop to replace out Celestasia, too. I mainly just used it to replace out Gorgolfa. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah. I mainly just used it to replace out Gorgolfa, but you could use it to replace out Celestasia, too. Because he can barrier your entire team, whereas Celestasia can only barrier itself. The main benefit of Celestasia, though, is you can keep making an infinite tank up front. But the main fault with Celestasia is Skull Spam completely destroys it, so you can't exactly make it permanent barrier if it just gets destroyed by a single Skull Spam. So this is definitely a pretty good alternative if you did. That's the main two things that replace it out, Celestasia and Gorgolfa. So you can kind of get away with both of them. So we'll just go and throw this down. Still need to get better at casting this, but I'll just go for the pretty simple ones for now, until I can really learn how to use an X shape correctly. This, I assume that's what Dragonian Rogue would have been when it first came out. But I'm kind of cool that they did finally add this X shape, because I have been wanting this for a while. It definitely adds quite a bit of diversity. The only problem is it's really, really hard to target sometimes. Let's see. No, I'm not going to bother with that. Let's just use Dragon Soul. Wasting too much time trying to figure out where I want to use it. Oh, what do I do for a living? But that message did not appear below the code. As of this current moment, I've mainly been doing this for all of my living right now. YouTube makes a decent amount of money, not enough to completely live off of, but I made enough during college. I managed to not go in debt in college. I actually managed to make money in college, so I'm using much of that money at this current moment in time from when I used to do flea marketing and a couple other odd jobs. But as far as this current moment, all of my income is coming from YouTube and YouTube donations. And currently that comes out to, as of this current moment, about 500 or so per month, which isn't huge money, but it is growing steadily, so that's pretty nice. And thanks to all of you for watching and sharing is always really helpful, because that does increase that ever so slightly over time. And if there's any other teams, just let me know. How can you get 2 Dragon Souls on the same team? You need to have multiple of them. The amount of troops that you can put into a single team is limited based on how many copies of it you actually have. So, for example, if we have one Amnesia right here, we can only put one of her on the team. If we don't only have one, we won't be able to do any more than that. Same as something like this Autumn Imp. Since we have 3, we can put 3 on a team, but we cannot actually add more to it. You can make multiple teams though, even if you have, like for example, let's put one Epnesia on this team real quick. If we put the one Epnesia there, and we tried putting it on a different team as well, we actually can put it on this team, as you can see right here. We can just do that over to Valkyrie, and now both those teams do have a Epnesia in it. But the total amount that you can put into a single team is limited based on how many copies of that troop you actually have. Well, the amount YouTubers make can vary based on a lot of factors. It mainly just depends on how much they're getting for per view or per 1,000 views. It also depends on any peripherals they have, like if they do any sponsorships or anything like that, if they have donations available or and stuff like that. Because I make a decent amount from donations too, thanks to all of you generous people, and that has added up over time as well. Actually, the full list is below. I always keep a full list there, unless someone says they don't want to be on it. And that's everything we've made since it started, just from donations, since we started about 8 months or so ago. So I actually haven't tallied the entire thing up. I think it's somewhere around 700, 800? I don't know. Somewhere around there. But it's always really helpful. Let's see. But yeah, off of just ad revenue, it tends to be about... as of this current moment, it's only about 200 for this month, but January and February tend to be very, very slow months due to the way that businesses do their contracts, because they renegotiate their contracts at the end of the year, and this makes January an excessively dead month, and February tends to not be much better because they're still normally in the process of negotiating those contracts, and also there isn't really any major holiday other than Valentine's Day. But by the time Easter starts coming around, ad revenue basically repairs back to normal, and especially once summer hits, because everyone gets out of school who are younger, or if you have kids, then you don't have to deal with lugging them to school constantly. So that brings more money too, since more people are around and doing other things, leisurely things, normally. Not everyone, of course, but generally speaking. What is your team for the weekly event? I've mainly just been spamming all dragon teams because it gives +5 glory every single time this week that you use a full dragon team. Normally I would spam all dragon teams regardless, but now we gain 5 glory every time we do. And I do want to try hitting 10,000 glory, or sorry, 100,000 glory for the first time ever. I don't know if we'll be able to do that this week, but that is a goal of mine. Even if I don't go for it this week, we'll obviously get it eventually just from the glory that we get, but I've never had that much. I know there's some people that have probably already reached that goal, but I haven't yet, and we'll probably get that soonest. Oh, you mean getting the snot stones? Oh, sorry. For getting the event gems this week, you will want to, I showed it on the previous video, you'll want to get a sacrifice, a Kristarnex, or any damager, and then 2 dragon eggs. And then you'll either spam the dragon eggs if you don't have Kristarnex, or the general cycle of it is you use a sacrifice, you set it to a double purple banner so you can get up your sacrifice quickly. You then use your sacrifice to get on any of your mana for your damager. In this case, if it was a Kristarnex, it would be either on blue or green that we pass it on. And then with the 2 eggs, the last egg would of course die, but it has a 25% chance it'll give you a summon, which will then give you a event gem. But then you'll just use your actual summon, whether it be Kristarnex or just the egg, and then you repeat that back into your sacrifice, and then you just keep repeating that, and you can easily get about 2 to 10 per battle. I did one earlier where I got 7. I didn't bother doing it extensively, but I'm pretty sure if I spent an hour or 2, I could just get all 100 of them. What if you don't have sacrifice? Pretty much everyone should have sacrifice. You get it off of event gems. You get it off of guild keys pretty quick. If you don't have it, I would say try getting 1.5k seals this week. Even as low as about 500 seals would almost be a guaranteed chance to get a sacrifice. It's pretty easy to get.
Mana surge.
Oh, I just realized that. I almost didn't kill it because I was thinking we would do 20, but of course the dragons are dead, so we do less. Fail. That almost backfired greatly. Okay, let's do one last battle against basically the same exact team. That's going to be the only really major problem with this week. Almost every team is going to be exactly the same. It's going to be Dragon Team, then Dragon Team, then Dragon Team, then Dragon Team, then Dragon Team. At least we'll get to see a lot of different variants that we may have not seen before. But most of these are pretty generic ones. I wonder if anyone will come up with anything extremely creative. Everyone just keeps using like the same 8-ish, not even 8, probably like the same 6 really strong dragons. Either Kristarnix, Dragon Soul, Shadow Dragon, Salvini Mora, Celestacia, and Bone Dragon. Those are the ones that people tend to use. They don't really throw Vinoxia or Shegra or stuff into the mix. Very, very rarely does that happen.
Mana surge.
What's the best way to try for Guard's Avatar? Guard's Avatar is a mythic, so there's really no way to really try for it. The only way you can really try for is complete random luck. There is one other way, and that is if a White Helm event rolls around, you can do event keys for it. The only problem with that is you would have to spend like 250 to 500 event keys, and even then that might not be a guaranteed chance of getting it. But yeah, there's really not any way to really focus it down, and trying to spend event keys for it is not viable. You would burn through so many event keys, and there's a chance that you might not even get it. So I definitely do not recommend that, though that is an option. That's the only way you can really focus it down, but I would highly not recommend doing that. It would just burn all of your resources, and you don't have no need to really do that.
Mana surge.
Yeah, dragons do tend to block each other quite a bit. Celestacia and Shadow Dragon can normally make up for that, though, because they can generate mana, even if they are blocked. Celestacia in particular, because you can get a lot of mana out of her, of specific colors that you may need. Wow, 35 damage. It feels so weird seeing such a high AoE damage with board control. I still can't believe they gave Kristarnix so many different useful things. They gave it Stone Skin. They gave it the new Crystallize. They gave it a huge amount of damage, more so than pretty much anything. They gave it a good boost ratio. And on top of all of that, they gave it a remove for board control. And on top of all of that, they gave it a summon. It seems ridiculous compared to when they first started adding summoning troops, where all they would do is just summon, or they would do something like a summoner, where they give a little bit of HP or something like that. It's interesting how they evolve them over time to make them just so insane as to what they do. Oh, we'll throw that down, and that is match. Don't you dare revive. No. Hey, but there goes Salvini Mora with that nice entangle before we even do anything, so there we go. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because I'll probably be wrapping up for the night right there. Are there any other questions? Let me know. Otherwise, next stream will be tomorrow night, exact same time, exact same hours, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have another redeem code and all of that stuff. I'll wait about a minute in case anyone else has any last minute questions or just conversational pieces for us to end off with. Oh wow, I need to go put this in the fridge. This water is so warm because I put it next to my a laptop fan, which is probably nearly overheating right now. Luckily, I have the fan on as high as it can possibly go, so that will hopefully fix it slightly. But doesn't look like there's any questions, so that will wrap it up for today. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Definitely use all of your event keys if you haven't already, or at least until you get a Dragon Soul, because that would be really, really effective to do. Can you do me a favor before you go? Sure, what is that favor? What is the favor? What is the favor? There's probably a delay, so it'll take like 15 seconds extra. I wonder if there's any way I can limit that delay to be even less. I think pretty much every stream will have that though, at least like a 5 to 10 second delay. That's just how streaming works. But I think my stream has about 15 on it. See ya, Ron! But yeah, we'll wrap up after Whole Log's question. Wait, I'm waiting. I have all night. Well, not really all night, but I'm probably not going to bed for another 2 hours or so. Tic Tacs. What am I waiting for? No. Take your time. Can you check the PvP leaderboard? Sure. How high are you these days? You are number 5. Very nice. Oh, 0 loses too. You're the only one that high with 0 loses. What team are you using this week? Gosh. Oh, you are slightly lower level though, but still. Oh, what's your with your defend team though? You have 0 wins on it. Are you deliberately using this one? Because you do have 0 wins. You might want to change your defend team. But wow, 0 loses with 191 wins. The closest one to you with 0 wins or 0 loses is Ali at 17 or 139 straight, I should say. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I think the most I ever did in recent time is about 200, I think. Somewhere around 200. I know when I did the week launch stream, it was somewhere around there. It was back when Soothsayer, Queen Mab, Valkyrie Queen Mab was a thing. It had a really, really high win rate. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Next stream, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Thank you all. See you later. Have a wonderful week. And best of luck with Gems of War drops. See y'all.